So long, we'll miss you, Mahmoud. Iran's Ahmadinejad gets term limited out to academia, and the people choose a new, more moderate president. Does this offer the Obama administration a new chance to persuade Iran to stop making nukes? Or are we still dealing indirectly with the Ayatollah behind the curtain, who runs the stone-aged, unbending Islamist Supreme Executive Council? I'm PJTV's Scott Ott, joined now by Bill Whittle and Stephen Green. In part one of this foreign policy three-parter, we considered the mess in the Middle East. Now, men, hope springs eternal. And nary a journalist missed the opportunity to describe Hassan Rouhani, the new Iranian president, as a moderate. Why, Rouhani didn't even mention the U.S. in his inaugural, let alone call us the great Satan, nor did he threaten to eradicate Israel. Now, Stephen Green, has a new day dawned for U.S.-Iranian relations? And how will President Obama carpe this diem?
Well, first, I'd just like to say you opened by mentioning this radical who's getting term limited out to be replaced by somebody much more moderate. And all I can say is I hope that's what happens to this country in about 3.5 years from now. Oh, dear Lord, please let that happen. No, this doesn't. This isn't a new dawn for U.S.-American relations. The thing we need to confront, the thing we need to finally say out loud is the Obama administration is not afraid. In fact, it welcomes a nuclear-armed Iran, and the reason is because a nuclear-armed Iran reins in the use of United States forces in the Middle East, and that is their goal. That is their goal, to stop the U.S. from exercising its power in the Middle East. This is what they want. So, no, there's no new dawn. And, you know, this Iranian president, he's a moderate. That means instead of screaming about killing all the Jews, he whispers about killing most of the Jews. So let's just forget about that moderation thing.
Well, Bill Whittle, President Rouhani says he's, quote, seriously determined to resolve the nuclear dispute with the West. And the Obama White House says that if he's serious, Rouhani will find a, quote, willing partner in the U.S. How encouraged are you by all this serious talk about nuclear negotiations?
Not at all. It's the same exact thing as before, and if you'll permit me to say so, Ayatollah you so. This guy is another stooge that comes from the casting department of Figureheads International. And let's just get serious. You know, the one thing, if you read history, Scott, if you read history seriously, especially the history of democracies and war, especially in the 1930s, the one thing that will just knock you over, and once you see it and you understand it, you can sniff it out anywhere, is the literally unlimited capability of liberals to deceive themselves when people come out talking about peace. It's absolutely astonishing. Hitler took the Sudetenland and said, that was my final conquest. He annexed Austria, that was my final contest. I'm going to take the rest of Czechoslovakia, final conquest. And everybody just kept believing them and believing them and believing them because they're stupid. They're stupid. They're moral cowards that cannot face up to the fact that there are people in the world who have completely different value systems than ours, completely different objectives than ours, and that all this is a chance to trot out somebody who's more moderate, has no power at all, to appease the Western liberals and buy them another year of centrifuge time. It's really just that simple.
And it keeps spinning on. You know, it is too early to tell whether Hassan Rouhani will be any better than his predecessor, and if he is, whether the Ayatollah Khamenei would allow the Islamic Republic to re-enter the family of civilized nations. It seems doubtful. But Americans are not ready for a repeat of candidate Obama's naive claims that he would sit down with his Iranian counterpart to negotiate the nuclear genie back into the bottle. Obama should address the elected Iranian president with respect as a head of state. But a nuclear-armed Iran must be a non-starter, and Obama must project steadfast determination, with an olive branch in one hand and a bristling bundle of deadly arrows in the other. Don't miss part 3 of our special foreign policy trifecta for members only as we attempt to craft a constitutional U.S. foreign policy in an age of decentralized terror and ubiquitous data. For Bill Whittle, Stephen Green, and the entire trifecta crew at PJTV, I'm Scott Ott.